Starting bells for the fourth round of the Commonwealth Chess Championship 2011 near Johannesburg in South Africa. Most of the seeded players romped home with 3 victories from the first 3 rounds, and coming into this 4th round now, Denis Ovchina is facing top seeded and highly regarded former World Championship candidate Nigel Short of England. Denis Ovchina with white pieces goes for the queen pawn opening. Nigel offers to play the French defense. On the second board, Abhijit Gupta with an EU rating of 2604 points up against Anton Cruz, rated 2182. Anton Cruz goes for the Benko Gambit, as it is called, also the Volga Gambit. Abhijit is only too happy to accept the gambit playing with white. Gawain Jones meanwhile with black pieces. The third seeded player in the event, Gawain Jones from England up against Richmond Ferry. Still there is no parity restored in terms of opposition faced by the top rated players in the event. This is Pablo Lafuente from Argentina. He is able to take part in this event because it is also incorporating the South African International Open this year, up against Lyndon Bawa. Prathamesh Mokal of India, an international master. David Smadon is playing white against Musa Simutove. Musa is the brother of international master Amon Simutove. And also enjoying after a 3-3 start is Tanya Sachdev, who is playing with black pieces against Kudzanai Mamombe. Kudzanai Mamombe rated just 2089. Isha Karavadi is playing with white pieces, also on 3 points against Kavin Klaasen, rated 2068. Swati Ghate with an EU rating of 2317 points up against Patrick Foley. This is S. Meenakshi, also on 3 points, facing Mohammad Bahavuddin in this round. It's a top pairing after the end of the 3 rounds. First 3 games, all the seeded players are much in forefront. For the records, as many as 37 players shared the lead with a 100% score, which is 3/3. That was Anantole facing Fushanbat Nicholas. Chole from South Africa, Nicholas from Germany. Indian sub-junior champion Sahaj Grover, already an international master at a tender age of 15 years, with a grandmaster norm also to his credit. In this round playing with black pieces. Sahaj against Barileng Gailash Way. Young Indian talents taking part in the B group as well. Top seeded player of the B group is Aryan Chopra, who at 9.5 years is a talent to watch out for in the future. Parents and guardians and coaches waiting outside while their wards are playing inside.
Lakshman, a nice win in the 4th round. Can you talk about the game?
Actually, it was he played the it was very irregular variation. I got a slight plus in the opening. He was rated 1463, but he played much better than his rating. That's of course acceptable because the South African players do not get an opportunity to participate in international tournaments that much. and so they are usually underrated. I mean, their standard is much above than their actual rating, what their actual rating suggests. I played very well today and won, but I must give credit to my opponent, but because he played very well also. He played very resourceful chess, much better than what his actual rating suggests.
So 3.5 points from 4 rounds. Are you happy about it?
Yeah, it's okay. Good performance.
Well, it was cat run, and I played the early DC4, and my opponent made some mistakes in the opening, and I got a pawn. Then he made another mistake, and I got another pawn. Then he resigned very quickly. I couldn't see why. I mean, still he had some chances to draw, but.
Well, I was playing against Richmond Fury, a Zambian FM, and I decided to play my pet line of King's Indian, which may be a bit better for white, but it's tricky and I understand it very well. And I think he made a positional inaccuracy, and the position seemed quite level still, but he had a couple of weaknesses. He'd given me an outpost, and I managed to utilise that even into an endgame with Queen and Knight against Queen and Bishop, where he had some bad pawns, and he was very low on time. And in the end, he blundered his queen because he just had no time. But I think I was probably winning by then anyway, because I had a big positional advantage.
When did you realize that about his mistake?
Well, I've played the position quite a lot before, so I was happy already on move 9 or something. He fixed the queenside pawns and gave himself a weakness on b3, a backward pawn, and also gave me some outposts and then exchanged in the centre. And I've played this structure quite a lot, so I understand it's good for black, even though maybe even computers don't understand it yet, but it takes them a while to understand.
Today I was paired against a candidate master from South Africa. His rating was about 2180, and he started with d4 and he encountered it with Banco Gambit, where like black sacrifices a pawn for little initiative, and yeah, he had some composition in the beginning, but like once I gave back the pawn and I got more initiative for it, and like he basically had no option. Like after let's say 15 moves, he was practically lost. But he decided to continue for a little while, and in the end, he lost in about 30 moves or so.
Yeah, well, I mean, so far they've been quite tough. Particularly last night, I was the last game going in the hall, and in this sort of 2-game-a-day type schedule, it was quite tiring at the end of it. I mean, these guys are quite good, and I don't think I'm in fantastic form, but I've got the 4 points, so I'm not too disappointed.
The beginning of the 5th round now. This is Abhijit Gupta playing with Jerry Daniel from South Africa. Daniel with white pieces. As many as 17 players with an absolute 4 out of 4 score. Playing with black pieces there. English opening is how the game has started. Jerry Daniel. Quite a strong South African player with an ELO rating of 2344. Still close to 250 points shy of Abhijit's international rating of 2604. There's talented Serge Grover, who is playing with white pieces against Kudzanai Mamombe. Mamombe came up with a fantastic performance in the previous round, though he was a bit lucky to scamper past Tanya Sachdev. He romped home in style towards the end of the game, and stage is now set to play Serge Grover. D. Harika also with 4 points up against Daniel Cowdrey, rated 2274. Harika at 2520. Despite the presence of many lower rated players, the event is quite strong because at the top of the run there is Nigel Short who is playing with white pieces against Vatukobis of South Africa. Shot this time has gone for the queen pawn opening for the first time in the tournament. It's already the third time that he's going to be playing with white pieces. So far with 2 whites he opened with the king pawn and won easily. And this time, when he's facing a relatively stronger opponent in Vatukobis, the legendary shot goes for queen pawn game. As Meenakshi facing the Scotch opening from Gawain Jones. Gawain Jones, a noted specialist from the white side of the Scotch opening. Very strong player, 259, 60 rating points to Gawain Jones. Lived some part of his life in New Zealand recently. This is Pratmesh Mokal, who is playing with black pieces against Providence Otu Hoste, rated 2251. Pratmesh has gone for a Benoni defense. It's going to be one of the main lines of the Benoni. Swati Ghate facing Pablo Lafuente, and this one is a Caro-Kann defense game, the main line classical system. Swati Ghate has gone for. Pablo Lafuente from Argentina is one of the strong contenders for the title in the open category. He's not contending for the Commonwealth Championship as he comes from a non-Commonwealth country. Swati quickly fixing out the opening moves. All this a renowned theory so far, but not on this board, which is taken by Abhijit Kunte. Playing with black pieces here. Abhijit was held to a draw in the 4th round, and this one is up against Andre Nel. Kings in an attack by Andre Nel. Kunte represents the Petroleum Sports Board like Abhijit Gupta. He comes from the Indian Oil Corporation. David Smadon playing with black pieces against Vandernaat Nicolas from South Africa. This one is a French defense too, the Makachan variation as they call it. Tanya Sachdev reeling after a loss in the 4th round game against Kutsanaima Mumbai. Tanya missed some opportunities in that round. Now it's gonna be some catching up that she needs to do. Meanwhile, the defending champion R.R. Lakshman also played out a draw in the previous round and up against Ignatius Jovunu in this one. Isha Karvade lost the previous round game, also on a comeback trail. Just the early opening moves over in almost all the boards as the players now settle into the groove. This round 2 did not have many surprises, barring that Abhijit Gupta was held to a draw by Jared Daniel. Daniel headed on to his own, did not give any chances to Abhijit Gupta, and eventually the Indian had to settle for a draw.
So, can you tell us more about your victory today?
Well, it was Roy Lopez Worrell, and my opponent had some. I don't think my opponent knew the opening very well, and he made some mistakes there only. And then after he got into a position where I can carry on my attack, and he had to keep defending, but he made some blunders in the position. So I got the win very easily.
5 out of 5 games. Are you happy with your performance here?
Well, I just crossed my 2500 rating, so yes, I am.
Lakshman, another nice win. Can you describe your game?
It was a Nimzo Indian. I played the black side of Nimzo Indian, and it was a pretty equal position in the opening, and got a very great advantage. The opening itself, when he made 2 wrong moves, which landed him in sheer trouble. But then he blundered. He could have played down with a slightly inferior position, but he made a gross blunder, which almost turned the game in my favor. And later it was just a matter of time before I could probably realize my advantage.
Starting off the 6th round of Commonwealth Chess Championship 2011 near Johannesburg in South Africa. The 2 bright Indian stars in this event walking out to play the matches of the 6th round. Sahaj Grover, the international master, 15 years old, up against Nigel Short, a highly regarded player from England. Grover playing with white pieces. Sticks to the king pawn. This is about the only opening that he plays with white pieces. Short's turn to look at things. Ponders a little before uncocking the Caracan defense. Gupta was held to a draw in the previous round, but Sahaj Grover maintained a clean slate, defeating Kazunai Mabumbe. So after the end of the 5 rounds, there are only 5 players in lead. Sahaj Grover, Nigel Short, Wondernut Nicholas, who was having a dream run. He defeated David Smeaton, the Grandmaster from Australia, in the previous round. Kaveen Jones, also from England, on 5 points, and the shocker is Providence Othotse, who is facing Abhijit Gupta in this round. This one is a Roy Lopez defense game. Harika with black pieces. That conceded draw. Coming into this round, Harika. Johannes Mabusela, her opponent. Mabusela at 22.72 elo rating points, while Harika is pitted at 25.20. Gupta with white pieces facing the Slav defense from Providence Othotse. It's a semi-Slav defense now by transposition. Gupta goes for the fianchetto variation that he has very successfully employed in more than a few occasions. Pablo Fuente from Argentina playing with white pieces on 4.5 points against Tanguy Ringoy. Tanguy Ringoy is from Belgium. He too is here because this event is incorporating the South African Open as well. David Smedon, having lost the previous round game, is playing with white pieces in this round against Eric Takavera. This one seems to be coming easy to Smedon. That's Nesh Mokel playing with white on 4 points, also dropped a point in one of the previous rounds up against Alexander from Hout. And this one is along the lines of a Petrov defense main variation. He seems to be well armed to take on his opponent in this round. Abhijit Kunte with black pieces against Daniel Cowdery. Sicilian Khan game this is. Kunte playing split opening.
She chose the wrong plan and I managed to equalize quite easily, and then after that she just didn't, I think, play really well, and slowly just the position became really bad for her.
So what was the wrong plan she played?
I think she should have continued her play on the king side instead of going for the break in the center, because after that I had a very easy position.
Lakshman, you played against compatriot Swati Ghate. Can you describe the game?
I played the white side of a Slav defense game, and I played a new move which was played in the 1990s by the British Grandmaster Simon Agdestein. Actually, very little theory is there about that move, and she confused herself. She made some mistakes in the opening, wherein I got a slight advantage, and had a very strong dark squared bishop, and she had some weaknesses in the king side, which was provoked due to unavoidable circumstances. I exploited the weakness and bagged the full point.
What was the mistake she committed in the beginning?
It was looked like a very logical move, Queen B6, but it's supposed to be a mistake according to Agdestein, but I'm not quite sure. But let's see.
Well, the one I just played, I actually got the same position I had in the fourth game, the same opening preparation. So luckily my opponent hadn't looked at my previous games and I didn't have to work too hard, so hopefully now I'll get up at the top boards again.
What about the fifth round game?
The fifth one is a little more depressing. I was playing against one of South Africa's strongest players, Nick van der Nat, and to his credit he played remarkably well. He played really well. I mean, I thought I played some really good moves, but every time he played what I thought was the best move. And in the end I had a chance on move 40 to either win the game or lose the game, and unfortunately with 12 seconds left I played the blunder. But that's chess, you know. I mean, I played well, he played well, and more times than not I'll end up winning because I have the higher rating, but this time he was too good for me.
5 more rounds to go. What are your expectations?
Well, look, I came into the tournament hoping not to lose a game, and when you're the 6th seed, I mean, that's a reasonable assessment. Unfortunately, I've blown that already before the halfway mark, but I still hope to get 8 or 9 points. I mean, in an ideal world, I get to my seeding or above, which is in the top 6, but really, I haven't played chess in a long time, so if I get top 10, I'll be happy.
Abhijit, a very convincing victory in the 6th round. How do you analyze this game?
Well, today I was playing against a slightly stronger opposition, but okay, not so strong, but he was a candidate master and his rating was about 2300 or so. And well, he played Slav defense, which I countered with G3 system, and after that I had sliders throughout the game, and like it took a little bit long, but like I had a better position throughout the game and I managed to win pretty easily, I must say.
5 more rounds to go. What are your expectations?
Well, it doesn't hurt if I win a couple of games. Let's say next 2 games, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Mr. Kabesa, you had a nice victory in the 6th round. Can you tell us more about this game?
Yeah, well, it was actually a nice game. He made a move order that wasn't accurate, and I got a pretty good position. But something interesting happened, which was actually outside the board, because what happened after he made his move, maybe some 7 to 8 minutes into when I was thinking, he offered me a draw, which is normally illegal. And so I called the arbiter, but interesting enough, after this, the game became sort of tense, and I was in a bit of time pressure, but it was a nice game afterwards, because I managed to find some good moves.
5 more rounds are left.
Yes.
What are your expectations from this championship?
Actually, I'm playing less now than I did before. Before I used to play more. So I don't have expectations on the sporting side. I just want to play good chess. Obviously, I will try to fight every game. And right now, I lost 1 game to Nigel Short. I checked afterwards also with some computer programs. I was doing okay actually with the black pieces, but in time pressure I managed to ruin my position a little bit. Or let's put it this way, he pressed me. So yeah, so more than anything, the key thing now is just to. It's so nice to have all these strong players in South Africa for a change, because normally you have to invest so much money to play against these players. So now, I mean, I'm driving, I'm staying at home, I'm driving backwards and forwards. So it's very nice for me. And so the idea really is I will fight, of course, but I just want to play well, really, and to learn.
Well, this was a very tough game against Nicholas van der Nat, and my main opening's a dragon, but I didn't want to go into that because I knew how well prepared he would be. So I tried a lineup, an E4, E5 lineup play sometimes, and he got his move order wrong, and I got a nice positional advantage after the opening. But then I think he defended well, but I found a tactic that won a pawn and went into this endgame pawn up and eventually converted it. But it was a tough fight.
You are now the sole leader with 6 points.
Yeah.
And 5 more rounds to go.
Can we stop the tournament now, please? Expectations? I don't know. There's so many strong players still left to play. Okay, it's nice being in the lead now, but half point over Nigel won't be very much at 5 rounds. So I've still got all the GMs to play, so it's going to be a tough fight. But yeah, I'm pleased with how it's going so far.